My neighbor just stopped making noise, and earlier I went to Sonic and I said I like coffee, and they said, what size would you like? I said I'd like a large coffee, and this is what they gave me, and I drank it all. I'm quickly trying to record this intro. Enjoy the video.
So here are the games I've added to my collection this month. There are a few non-PlayStation 2 games I threw in the mix here because I think they're interesting. Also, I wanted to say thanks to our friend Casey who donated some of these games. Thanks, Casey. Taito Legends 2. This game contains 43 arcade games, which is 4 more than the Xbox version of the game, but the Xbox version has some games that the PlayStation 2 version is missing. One of the missing games is Bubble Bobble 2, which is a huge bummer. I love the Bubble Bobble games. Gitaroo Man. Holy crap, this game is fun, but play it on a CRT television. There are weird timing issues when playing old systems on modern televisions, which is why I tried to keep a backwards compatible PlayStation 3 running for a while, but it was too much of a problem as those PS3s are notoriously prone to overheating and breaking. Gitaroo Man is a rhythm game that falls under the weird Japanese game category. It's fast, it's difficult, and it's hilarious and fun. There's so many bad games that became valuable, like Rule of Rose on PlayStation 2 or James Buster Douglas Boxing for the Sega Master System, that it's nice when a good game is one of the more valuable ones. Of the most valuable games on the PS2, this is one of the better ones as far as gameplay, although I hear great things about MS Saga, which is also in the same price range as Gitaroo Man. NFL 2K3. Wow, this game has a 93 on Metacritic. The 2K series of games were originally exclusive to the Sega Dreamcast. I'm not generally into serious sports games, so I didn't put a whole lot of time into this. If it were to have robots and trick footballs, I'd be far more likely to play this, much like I'm more likely to play Hot Shots Golf or Ribbit King over a Tiger Woods game. Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. According to the Wikipedia page, The Two Thrones marked the third and final chapter for the Sands of Time saga. Prince of Persia is a series that I should maybe spend some time digging into. I remember the parkour being a really fun feature in this series, but man, Ubisoft. They are notorious for putting out new games in their series every year, whether or not the game is any good. Game series like Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed, Sonic the Hedgehog, and the Watch Dogs games are really hit and miss. So rather than figure out which ones are the good ones, I just tend to skip them all. Whoops, that was the wrong game. Thanks for catching that, dude, and letting me know. So yeah, here's what happened. I just had the wrong game inside the wrong case. So I'm not counting this one towards my collection. This one's getting removed from the list.
Next we've got MYST, the 10th anniversary DVD edition. I really love the MYST books, so when I saw this at half price books for $2, I scooped it up.
Mace Griffin, Bounty Hunter. First person shooter with limited ammo, at least for the small portion I played. I guess later in the game you can switch into a ship or something. There are loads of first person shooters on PlayStation 2, so the odds were already stacked against this game. I doubt I'll be playing it again anytime soon. The Spiderwick Chronicles. Not a bad game. Kind of an adventure game, but with some action sequences. Running up walls with Thimbletack is super cool. It's not a great game, but it's not a bad one. As far as licensed games go, this one is alright.
Now besides some of the PlayStation 2 games, I also picked up Adventure this week for the Atari 2600. Adventure might contain the first Easter egg inside of a video game. This game has a hidden key that will let you into a hidden room with a message that says created by Warren Robinett. Atari, as a company, has always been kind of terrible for the gaming industry. In the days of the Atari 2600, they were giant jerks about not letting their programmers get credit for the work they were doing. Atari claims this is because they didn't want other companies stealing their employees. This, amongst other issues, caused a bunch of programmers to leave Atari and create the company Activision.
Mark Davis, Pro Bass Challenge. I don't know if this game is any good. I'm generally against fishing games, and I wasn't having fun with this, nor was I willing to put up with it long enough to figure it out. Hard pass. Sprint Cars, Road to Knoxville. It's hard to control the cars in this game, and I gave up on it. It just wasn't fun. Maybe it's an alright game. It did get a sequel, but it is not my jam. G-Force, the second biggest surprise in this batch of games. This is an all-around good game. The stage design is great. I guess the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions came with 3D glasses for a 3D mode. Funny thing, this game has a higher Metacritic score than the movie it's based on. Barbie as the Island Princess. This is a terrible minigame compilation. All the games are either too easy or too hard. This is a frustrating cash grab garbage game. IGN says this originally sold for $40, and that's a shame. That's scamming kids. What kind of scumbag is okay with stealing money from little girls? Shame on you Evolve Games, and shame on you Activision for releasing this game. And shame on you Sony for approving it. This is an embarrassment to gaming, you shovelware hacks.
Good job.
Next we have Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. I've really been feeling the Elder Scrolls games lately. I recently downloaded the second game, which they have for free on their website, by the way, Daggerfall. I've been playing that. So when I saw this for $6, I went ahead and scooped it up. There's a lot of really cool mods for this game that I'm looking forward to trying out.
The most surprising game on this list, Shrek Superslam. This game is amazing. It's loads of fun, and at the time of this video, it has an active online community playing it. After I finished beating the story mode of this game, I went into the challenges, and these are a lot of fun. The multiplayer going up to 4 players is also really cool. I consider this game a must-own for PlayStation 2 players. I wish I had known about this when it originally came out. Shrek Smash and Crash Racing. PlayStation 2 has loads of bad kart racing games. This is one of those. It's terrible. Just don't play it. Or any of the PlayStation 2 kart racing games for that matter. They're all pretty bad. Maybe there's a good one out there. I haven't found it yet. I don't know.
I also recently picked up my first import game for PlayStation 2. I got Gantz. It's a Japanese game based off the manga and the Japanese animation, and I love it, and I can't recommend it to anyone because it's terrible, it's violent, it's gory, it's awful, bad things happen to good people and you shouldn't watch it, and I love it, so I got the game. Ran into this while I was poking through eBay, scooped it up for $25. Pretty stoked to have it, but I can't play it. I got on Reddit and I got someone to send me a FreeMc boot card. This lets you play copied games. I thought it would let me play import games. I was wrong, I didn't do enough research. What I can do is I can copy this game onto a blank disc and then use this to play it, but I haven't done that yet. I just need to get a Japanese PlayStation 2 probably. There's some other import games I want to play like Gregory Horror Show. See if I can get around to that.
The Nightmare of Druaga. This game is kind of interesting, but also kind of frustrating. It's a turn-based dungeon crawler game which sounds fun, but in order to see what's happening around your character, you need to sacrifice items to your god Ishtar. It's a difficult game, and not all of the mechanics are clear, which adds to the difficulty. I was chatting with someone on one of the PlayStation 2 collecting groups on Facebook, a guy named Tim who had an epic rant about this game. He said, "I only found one person talking about actually beating it anywhere online, and they said it was such an epic chore that they honestly don't even recommend doing it. They even botched the ending after all that you have to go through. I just cannot express to you how hard that damn game is. It's a monster, a horrible abomination. If I'm the angry RPG game nerd, that's my Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I hate it with every ounce of my being, but I don't want to let it win. I have to kill it and I just can't. Very few games get me actively pissed, and I find it pretty funny too, but man, I just want to find the devs and give them the old "what were you thinking" treatment." Thanks, Tim, that was cracking me up. I've decided to put this game to the side for a while. This brings my collection to 400 out of 1,850 games, or 21.6% of a complete collection. That 1,850 numbers is kind of more of a loose guess, though. That number has been up for debate for a long time. I've seen numbers everywhere from 750 to 3,000 something games, and it seems like 1,850 is pretty close, but may not be accurate. I'm trying to count North American releases, not including variants, and I have several variants so that they get calculated in my list and whatever.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to click like and subscribe, otherwise I'll make them all mad in this video. I swear I'll do it. Click it now. The video's over. Bye.